بلادي عاش اتحاد إماراتنا عشت لشعب دينه الإسلام هديه القرآن حصنتك بسم الله يا وطن بلادي 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 حماك الإله سرور السماء أقسمنا أن نبني نعمل نخلص مهما عشنا نخلص دام الأمان عاش العلم يا إماراتنا رمز العروبة كلنا نفديك بالدماء نرويك نفديك بالأرواح يا وطن
أعزائي المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، أن نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف مدام سمية شارما والسيد شانواز مودي. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
At the first, we'd like to know more about your profile. Who is Somya?
Okay, I am basically from India. I've lived in Dubai for 22 years ever since I've been married to my husband, who basically I can say is as good as a Emarati, because he's been here since his father moved almost 50 years ago. So yes, I'm here for the last 22 years. I'm a designer with a management background. We have been working on a lot of hotel projects as well as interior residential projects from the past 22 years in Dubai, in Africa, in India, subcontinent, even in Kazakhstan.
MashaAllah.
And yeah, I'm here, very happy to be here today.
That's great. Mr. Shanawas, let us know also more about your profile.
Yeah, myself, Sharma, and I lived in the Middle East almost all my years. I'm from India, but I did my studies in Bahrain. And did after college, I went to Saudi Arabia. I was working there for 6 years. Then 2005, I've come to UAE, and since then I've been in UAE. I'm an architect, and I've been working with various companies in Saudi, Bahrain, and everywhere. In the hospitality industry only, for hotels. We were do mainly projects for hotels and high-end residential projects.
Can I know how we start the company, how we meet together, and how you start the company? We'll start from you, Madam Somya.
Okay, so I was working with Hirsch Bedner Associates. It's one of the biggest hospitality giants. With the its main head office is in Atlanta in the US, and they started their operations here in the year 2000, which is the year I got married. And I was one of their first employees. So we worked with Hirsch Bedner for about 9 to 10 years. I was managing the company there. And then in 2008, when the scenario
World
changed
crisis.
and the world crisis, so that's when Shanawas and me decided to take over the company rights and take over and start IDA. Basically, we found that we had the experience, we had gathered the way of working in big hotel projects, and we had a lot of staff to support us because HBA was going to close their operations here at the time. Of course, they've come back now. So that's the time we found a good niche that we had the entire know-how, the technical knowledge, and we could start something on our own. So we looked at it as an opportunity rather than a disaster that was happening all around us.
Right.
And it was an amazing discovery for us to start this new channel and chapter in our life. Our entire staff here, even the office at that time, was all ex-Hirsch Bedner, so we had a very solid foundation to start off with. And we were fortunate to get good projects from the start, from day one. Yes.
Yeah, and because there was a niche for that time, because there was a space where people required lower fees than the international companies and everything.
Right.
And they wanted to have a good interiors and at that time. So at that time is the time when we were there, and from there we have grown. So it was a good opportunity rather than, like Somya said, than a problem which was occurring at that time. So
The first 3 or 2 years, did you find it difficult?
that was a growing period. It was difficult for us because we were managing an office, but running a project was, when you face client, there is payment issues, those kind of things. So those kind of things were difficult for us. We were learning those processes. The design was always there, but the other things, which is like I said, the process with the client, the payments and all those, we had to learn that, and we had to understand how the market works.
You build your name. Let us to know more about the profile of Idea in interiors design.
Idea, we are, like I said, we do hospitality projects, mainly hotels, and
Exactly what you are focusing on.
in the hotel interiors of hotels, and high-end residential. So there is some period when it is hotels, it's more in the picture. There's some time when it is apartments, and we need to do the hard finishes and show apartments and all those. So we do mainly these two items. Yeah. We have done offices and
Some villas,
villas,
Luxury
villas, actually, luxury
Yeah.
villas, high end.
Madam Somya, I ask you today about His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. When he mentioned in my vision book, we have always to be number one. It is not easy to be number one, but there are things to continue. You start 2006, 7, I think.
Yeah.
It was a hard time, it was
Yeah.
a world financial crisis, but you've done, and today, mashallah, you are one of success company in United Arab Emirates. Let us to know how you manage the company with a big challenge which we have. As you mentioned, 2008-9 it was a world financial crisis. 2019-20 it was COVID-19.
Yeah.
It is a little bit difficult, I'm sure, but you reached your goal.
Yes.
How you manage the business?
So, as you rightly said, I mean, there have been periods where, things were really good. And then there have been cycles where it's obviously, things have been, COVID has definitely, and being in the hospitality industry, of course, we were the hardest hit.
Yeah, right.
Because hotels, of course, everything was closed down. We managed to stay afloat because we obviously had a lot of work. Fortunately, at that time in India, when the COVID had not yet hit there, so we managed to survive. And then, of course, when the third wave came there, then things started looking better in this part of the town, in this part of the world rather. So that is how we managed to keep it going. We did have to let go of a few staff, but eventually we have called back. Now that things have started again moving and things have started again, work has started coming in. So now we have slowly got back people. There was a point of time when I would be alone in the office here, during COVID times, and I would be praying that, waiting for my staff, my people to come back, and with God's grace, that has started happening now. Yeah.
Mr. Shanawas, today, from your experience, what your advice for the newcomer?
Like you said, Sheikh Mohammed, when he said everything is a new challenge.
Right.
When it is crisis, it's a new challenge. So we have to learn from that. We have to come up from there. And when it's COVID, it's another challenge. So we have to be there. So I think for the new is, don't give up. There is a big cycle, it's a cycle. It goes up, it goes down. So if you give up, that means you have failed. So you have to be there in the market. You have to make sure that your name is good in the market. You have to make sure that payments and everything you have given out, even though you're not getting it, you make sure that the market knows that you are a good paymaster, and no matter what, you will support the market, or you'll support your suppliers, or you'll support your staff. So that thing should be always there. So there.
I mean, if I don't mind adding to what he's saying, also to what your question, the way we did manage to stay afloat was, as we've already said, our forte has always been hotels and hospitality. But during this COVID, we found that the residential market went up, because when people were sitting at home, working from home,
Right.
there was a requirement, suddenly an upsurge in residential projects, which we usually don't do it. I mean, that's not something that we're really interested. But then we found that, since there is a demand, we lowered the fees, and we were able to give them a 5-star treatment to their residents at a very small fee. So we would take up projects like that. And like he said, I mean, for us, it's very important that we pay our subcontractors or our staff. Everything is, we're trying really hard. So we would take up anything that came our way during that tough times to, to keep it going. And there's always some, where there is a will, there is a way. So like I said, we found that niche market and we started taking up those. Now, of course, the bigger, projects have come back into the pipeline. We've just signed a big Meridian project in Africa. So things have, turned around finally. Yeah.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Let us to know how you select subcontract company. It is not easy to be select the right person. Can we know what your procedure to select a subcontract?
It is.
You have a big project.
Yeah. So it is basically you have to know them personally first. You have to know that they are good in the market. They can supply, even if there is the shortage of funds or shortage of things. They can supply and finish off the work. So the name, the quality, and the quality of the work is very important. So we go there, we inspect their company, we inspect each and every work they do, and see what all they have worked on, different projects. People say that I have worked on this project, but you go there, they must have worked only on a small corner. We understand what all they have worked on in complete detail, and then only we select them on this one.
And over the years, we've developed, obviously a group of people that we worked with on different projects. So, we have a very good understanding and rapport with a group of subcontractors, basically, who we trust. And vice versa, they give us work, we give them work. So that's how we, work together.
Did you visit Expo 2020 and what's your experience it was there? We will start with you, Mr. Sharma.
Oh, it is a wonderful experience. It's like the world, getting to know the world, and it was a beautiful experience for me.
More than 192 countries.
Yes, more than 190 countries, yeah.
For me, I in fact participated in Expo. I'm a dancer by hobby. Yeah, so we had taken part in a dance show in the Expo. So it was amazing, and my children, of course, they visited quite a few times. My daughter was very excited with the passport, and she wanted to get so many different countries. No, it was amazing, the effort and the kind of pavilions that were put up. It was just, and we had a lot of relatives who came down from different parts of the world, from the US, from India, and they were just amazed at the quality of the workmanship that went up there, the effort, the experience was just mind-blowing for them.
And the whole infrastructure, how it was. My daughter, she could go from home. She went almost 10 or 15 times or something.
Wow.
Because she was a student, and she was at that time she didn't have a class. So she could use a metro, go there alone, and she can come back in the evening safe. And that's Dubai, Alhamdulillah, yes.
Mr. Shanawas, what the strategy you put on the table with Madam Somya and to start the company and to select the employees, because they are our backbone.
Yes, 100%. So we also had a interview today morning for one of our project. We wanted to recruit somebody. So first thing we promote is we tell them about our company, how we are, instead of asking them how they are and who they are. We tell them how we are, so that they feel comfortable. And then after they feel comfortable, we ask them. We make sure that they're like one of us, and
A team.
Yeah, they can work together, and if you want.
We are more like a family, like I already said. I mean, we sit and eat together. You know, our lunch is always together in this room, in this conference room. So we all belong to different parts. So, you know, it's like a family experience. And I can really proudly say it like, you know, with a lot of happiness that in these past 14 years that, you know, since we started this company, there's not been a single employee who left, you know, willingly, as in because he got a better opportunity, or, you know, even when we were down. And our staff, like you rightly said, they are our backbone. They have supported us even when we had to, you know, scale down the salaries during COVID because, you know, there was no work. We were sitting at home. Everyone, not a single one of them has left us. They're all sitting here, right here with us, you know. So it just makes me very happy to say that we are like a family. You know, and I in fact myself tell them, you know, if you want better, you know, salaries at that time, I will help you to look for a job elsewhere so that, you know, you also have a family to support. But what they would tell me is that who would want to leave here willingly? None of us want to. So that is something that I feel proud that, you know, we have given them that sort of an environment that nobody really wants to leave us.
Very close.
Yeah,
That's first,
like,
and then obviously you need to have. They need to be qualified for that.
Right.
yeah.
Did you plan to have other branch? As you mentioned, you've done many projects out of country. Do you
Yes.
have any plan next 5 years to have other branch in the Gulf or somewhere?
Yes.
Maybe in Saudi, we might look in the future. We already have a branch in Bangalore in India, which is doing very well. But we might look at Saudi.
Saudi Arabia is one
Because
of our concentration.
we have done a few works in Saudi as well. We just finished a Ferrero Rocher office in Saudi, and we obviously realized that there is a presence required. You know, so instead of us flying down every time there, we would like to have a base there. So maybe that is a place we might look at it.
Inshallah. Today, Mr. Shanawas, if you have a thanks message for the people who are very near to you, maybe your family, your employees, for who you will say thanks, who support you, who's your
Family, my wife, my children, and my parents first.
what you will say today for them?
They have been in my bad times. They've been with me. They've supported me. They've supported me well. Say, you know, so that because we were growing, and there were times I could not give time to them, but they have come up well with that, and you know, they're always there for me.
I think for me, of course, definitely the family, it goes always without saying. But also, as I said earlier again, and I would reiterate, I really am grateful to my staff here, to all these people who are sitting outside, and to those who are not here as well at the moment. They have just stood by us like rocks, and like you said, we are nothing without them. It's just two of us can't manage, you know, everything. They are working hard. We have people who are pregnant, you know, working. We have people who are in COVID who are working from home, obviously. And I really salute and respect and admire each and every of my staff. You know, we have people with personal problems, all kinds of issues, financial problems, and everyone has just stood by us like rocks. So I really want to thank each and every one of my employees and my staff, my colleagues.
And
Ajay, who is
Divya.
our senior associate here, he's not here right now, who's also my cousin. My sister, who was managing the India office, she's with my mother now, who's in the hospital, still taking calls. That's okay.
Yeah.
She had a surgery, so you know she's sitting in the hospital and writing mails. So it's just amazing to be a part of, you know, a group that is so dedicated and so hardworking. I'm really thankful to God. Like,
Big thanks to everyone who stands with you.
yeah.
We would like to have a thanks message to UAE government for what they prepared for us. Our leaders, they support us, they support everyone who come to invest or to live in this country. We have a safety of this country which help us to live with our family and to start our business, to grow into that.
Definitely.
Our child will go to school and we are sure they will be in very safe hands.
Definitely.
Our family, they will be staying, they will go out. If you are traveling, no one will talk with them, no one will go to their
That's
life.
true.
Today, we have more than 230 nationalities. We have more than 156 languages. That we respect each other, we support each
Absolutely.
other. That's what we learn from
That's
our leaders and government. Our leaders also, they support us with a smart government, which make everything safe and easy for anyone who want to come or
Definitely.
who live in United Arab Emirates. Today, United Arab Emirates is one of the best country in the world from the safety that which help
Absolutely.
everyone to invest in this country.
Definitely.
We will start with you, Mr. Shanawas, with your thanks message to the UAE government and leaders.
We would like to thank the UAE government and the leaders, Mr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, Sheikh Hamdan, and all the other leaders. And they have really worked hard to keep this country safe, keep this country going, build up infrastructure, build up, and they find out the problems and they solve it.
Right.
There's no country without problems. But you will see that if there is an issue, that is solved within a month or within few, whatever it is required, as fast as possible. When it's solved, and there's a new law or a new thing which comes to it. So it's a very. I'm fortunate to be in Dubai.
And you, Madam, more than 20 years?
Yes, as I said, my family, my husband's family has been here for the past 50 years. My father-in-law, I think, came here in about 50 years ago, and when I came here 22 years ago, from the past 22 years, the development that I myself have seen, it's something that is unparalleled. I mean, I've been to a lot of countries. I've visited. My family has they're American citizens also, but even the pace of development that happens here, the bridge was built here. There was like not even a day of disturbance to the traffic, that we had to face living in Business Bay. So it's just unbelievable the way it's organized here, the way the system is in place, the way the leaders are, handling, like you said, so many nationalities. Not a single, time have we felt unsafe, or have we felt that we are a minority, or any disturbance of any kind. It's really hats off to the leaders of this country. Thank them from the bottom of our heart. We have daughters, young girls, they can go out at any time. It's safe, it's completely foolproof. The whole system is just amazing, and I'm so happy to be a part of this, and I'm so happy that destiny brought me here, and extremely grateful to the leaders of this country, and my respect and salute to them.
And the Emarati program always will thank you very much for your time to be with our program Emarati. We will put your profile and your contact numbers on the screen for the people who are interested, inshallah. And inshallah you will get a good luck with our program. We wish for you all the best.
Thank you so
Emarati program
much.
says thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Emarati program. Thank you.
عروبتي كلنا